Did you know that over 600 million people worldwide play chess? But here's the thing, it's not just about moving pieces on a board. Chess is a game of strategy where every move counts and every decision can make or break your game. In this video, we're going to uncover the secrets behind successful chess strategies and mind games. So whether you're one of those 600 million players or just starting out, get ready to learn some highly effective chess strategies and mind games that can give you the winning edge. Let's dive in. Let us begin with the most obvious strategy, and that is controlling the center. Controlling the center of the chessboard is like holding the reins of a powerful horse. It gives you control over the entire game. Imagine the four central squares, d4, d5, e4, and e5, as the heart of the battlefield. By occupying these squares with your pieces, you establish dominance and dictate the flow of the game. For instance, placing your pawns on d4 and e4 not only controls the center, but also opens up lines for your pieces to maneuver. Piece activity. Now let's talk about piece activity, a concept that's as dynamic as a knight's leap across the board. Picture this. Your knight stationed on a central square like f5, eyeing multiple enemy pieces. Suddenly, it springs into action, forking the opponent's queen and bishop, creating a threat that demands immediate attention. That's the power of maximizing piece activity, placing your pieces on active squares where they can exert maximum influence and create threats that keep your opponent on their toes. But wait, there's more. Imagine a scenario where you place your rooks on open files, like the D file or E file, creating a formidable battery that slices through your opponent's defenses like a hot knife through butter. This not only maximizes your piece activity, but also coordinates their movements to create a harmonious symphony of threats that leave your opponent scrambling for a defense. Shaping the battlefield. In chess, pawn structure is like the foundation of a building. It determines the stability and flexibility of your position. Understanding pawn structures is crucial because they influence the strategic landscape of the game. For instance, an isolated pawn may seem vulnerable, but it can also create open lines for your pieces to infiltrate enemy territory. Imagine you have an isolated pawn on d5. While it may appear weak, it serves as a focal point for your pieces to launch attacks on the opponent's position. This demonstrates how pawn structures can shape the strategic flow of the game. Pawn breaks and weaknesses. Moreover, pawn breaks are like cracks in your opponent's armor. They present opportunities for you to exploit and create weaknesses in their position. By identifying and executing pawn breaks at the right moment, you can disrupt your opponent's plans and seize control of the game's tempo. Suppose your opponent has a pawn chain on the king side, with pawns on g6 and h6. By executing a well-timed pawn break with g4, you not only create weaknesses in their pawn structure, but also open up lines for your pieces to penetrate their position. Time management. Time is a precious resource, and mastering time management can be the difference between victory and defeat. By utilizing the clock as a strategic weapon, you can put pressure on your opponent and force them into making hasty, suboptimal moves. Like in case you have a slight advantage in the position, but your opponent is low on time. Instead of rushing your moves, you maintain a calm demeanor and make precise, calculated decisions, knowing that your opponent's time pressure will eventually lead to mistakes. Efficiency and pressure. Efficient time management not only allows you to make the most of your own time, but also puts psychological pressure on your opponent. By maintaining a steady pace and avoiding time trouble, you can keep your opponent on edge and capitalize on their mistakes when they're under the gun. As the game progresses, you notice your opponent spending too much time on each move while you manage your time efficiently. Sensing their growing time pressure, you increase the tempo of the game, forcing them into making inaccuracies due to the looming threat of time trouble. The intimidation tactics. Intimidation tactics. The chess player's equivalent of a lion's roar. Picture yourself at the chessboard, sitting tall, exuding confidence with every move. Your opponent senses your unwavering determination, your unshakable resolve. This projection of confidence and assertiveness can be a powerful tool, unsettling your opponent's nerves and tipping the psychological scales in your favor. It's not just about the pieces on the board, it's about the mind games you play, the psychological edge you gain by projecting strength and dominance. Bluffing. Now let's talk about bluffing and deception, a crafty strategy akin to a magician's sleight of hand. Imagine setting up a trap, luring your opponent into a false sense of security with a seemingly innocuous move. But little do they know, it's all part of your master plan, a clever deception designed to manipulate their responses and catch them off guard. Whether it's sacrificing a pawn to open up lines of attack or feinting a retreat to lure your opponent into a deadly trap, bluffing and deception can be your secret weapons on the battlefield of the chessboard. But here's the beauty of it all. Intimidation tactics and bluffing go hand in hand, like the king and queen working in harmony to checkmate their opponent. By projecting confidence and assertiveness, you sow the seeds of doubt in your opponent's mind, making them more susceptible to your deceptive maneuvers. It's a delicate dance of strategy and psychology, where every move is a calculated risk, every feint a step closer to victory. Emotional control. Emotional control is the silent strength that separates the grandmasters from the novices on the chessboard. Imagine the pressure of a critical moment in the game, the seconds ticking away on the clock, every move carrying the weight of victory or defeat. In such moments, maintaining composure and focus is paramount, like a skilled tightrope walker navigating a treacherous path. By keeping emotions in check and avoiding impulsive reactions, you can safeguard your decision-making process from being clouded by fear, frustration, or overconfidence. It's about staying cool under pressure, keeping a clear mind amidst the chaos of battle, and making calculated moves that pave the way to victory. Reading your opponent. Now let's talk about the art of reading opponents, a skill as crucial as a knight's move in the game of chess. Picture yourself studying your opponent across the board, analyzing every subtle nuance of their behavior and body language. Are they leaning in with confidence, or do they seem hesitant and uncertain? By observing these cues, you can gain valuable insights into their mindset and intentions, unraveling the mysteries of their strategy like a detective solving a puzzle. It's not just about the pieces they move, it's about the thoughts and intentions behind those moves. By becoming a keen observer of your opponent's behavior, you can anticipate their next move, preempt their plans, and seize the initiative on the chessboard. Creating dilemmas. But here's where the game gets really interesting. Creating dilemmas for your opponent. Picture yourself crafting a position where every move your opponent makes leads to a precarious situation, like a spider weaving a web of traps to ensnare its prey. By presenting your opponent with difficult choices, you force them into a dilemma. Every move they make weakens their position, opening up new opportunities for you to exploit. It's like playing a game of chess within a game of chess, where strategy and foresight are your greatest weapons. Whether it's sacrificing a piece to create a positional bind, or setting up a double attack that leaves your opponent in a no-win situation, creating dilemmas is the ultimate test of your strategic cunning and tactical prowess. So whether you're a beginner or a seasoned player, keep honing your skills. Every move counts, every decision matters. So keep playing, keep learning, and may your next game be your best yet. Thanks for joining us. Until next time, happy strategizing.